days at the stick. From who's got it better than us to brick by brick. It's always the 49ers way, from off-season to game day. Yeah, we talk back. It's the 49ers Cutback.
It's 49ers Cutback Podcast time. Welcome to the show. Me and Alex are back and better than ever.
It's true.
We're together.
You know, we're grinding. Vrabel made it very difficult for me to get home. So Mike Vrabel, thank you so much for being a total not nice person. I still got tons of pictures as well, Ant, to post from the whole Vrabel thing. So we'll release those in due time. You know, Vrabel said some of them, you know, he had to wait a little bit. So I'm waiting to post some of those. But look, Niners just got a huge win, man. They just got a huge win, and Brad Jones is right. Thanks for nothing, Panthers.
Yeah.
Way to go, jerks.
Yeah, well, way to never fix your quarterback situation. They wanted to go Trey Lance in the draft. That was pretty obvious. However, when the 49ers swooped up to the number 3 spot, they pivoted and went with Sam Darnold. Darnold for the first 3 or 4 weeks looked fantastic. And then since, when he got injured or was seeing ghosts or whatever, was completely just done in a shell of himself since. Basically looked like the Jets version again. And, they've went through a lot of changes, and Cam Newton hasn't been able to win football games there. So, yeah, it's unfortunate. So the 49ers are going to have to go in there and handle business against the Rams. I think the good news is the Rams, got another victory. The bad news is I don't know what the score is right now, but the Cardinals were beating the Cowboys. And if the Cowboys would have won, that would have clinched the division for the Rams. That would have been a good situation for the Niners.
No, it would have been a huge situation for the Niners, man. It would have been an absolutely phenomenal situation for the San Francisco 49ers. And unfortunately, Ant, it's just not how it works. But this is why you want to control your own destiny. It's why you want to control your own fate. You don't want to have to leave it up to somebody else to try and take care of business or do something for you to get you in the right spot. And the Niners are in that spot right now.
Yep.
They're in that position because if you win next week, no matter what, regardless of what happens, you're in. And because they're currently tied with the Philadelphia Eagles, a win next week will essentially secure that 6th seed. You won't even get that 7. Now, the Rams took care of business this week, but it's looking like the Cardinals are going to walk away with a W against the Cowboys right now at this moment. So if that's the case, I think in theory, the Cardinals still have a chance to win the division, correct?
Yeah, I don't know. What was the split between those two? Didn't they split it 1-1? So it would come down to division record, I believe.
Yeah.
Because they were head to head. So I'm not exactly sure who is the leader in the clubhouse in that. I'm
gonna try and pull it up.
I appreciate that because that would be big. What is up to everyone in chat, by the way? Let's kind of do like a little roll call while Alex is looking that up. What is up to David Campbell, Brad Jones, David V, KNDR, Cyan Elite, Shooter 37. What is up, Shooter? Let's see who else who just jumped in here. Of course, Frank. What is up, Frank? Always great comments from Frank. And Frank, look, we're back to normal. We're on the right sides.
Yes, we are.
At 49ers Chanel, what is up? So it's 25-22 Cardinals. Brad Jones said.
Was that the final?
It could have been the final. Yeah. So. That is big scoreboard watching for the 49ers. I was
25-22 Ant with 4:42 left in the 4th.
Okay.
And the Cowboys currently have the ball. So you're looking at a situation here that could end in overtime. Overtime or potentially game winner or the Cardinals defense stepping up in a big way.
If the Cardinals lose or tie, I believe that this is a wrap. That the Rams win the division. They will more than likely, I don't know, maybe they're going to play all out though because they are ahead of Tampa Bay for the number 2 seed.
True.
So maybe they want to stay 2 and not be 3. Right now, the 49ers, if they finished in the 6th seed, would travel to Tampa Bay to play what is a very interesting at this point Tampa Bay Buccaneers roster.
What? No, they're solid, man. They're great. They got the GOAT and Tom Brady.
Yeah.
They don't have any drama or issues. They don't have their star running back, wide receiver, linebacker on IR. Oh, they have all 3 of those on IR. But you know what? They still got that Antonio Brown.
They don't have him either.
Oh, yeah. They don't have Antonio Brown either.
Yeah. He just went full.
He went in full Antonio Brown.
Full Antonio Brown.
He went full AB. Off. Is anyone surprised that AB went AB? This is This is what Antonio Brown is. This is what he does. This is why we said, I don't know about we. I know I said I wasn't sure if I'd want to bring this guy in because it's just a matter. He's a ticking time bomb. It's just a matter of time before he goes off. He's done it everywhere. He's now done it with Tampa Bay, and I think even Tom Brady is distancing himself from.
Well, I think what we all need to remember is that Mike Tomlin for 9 seasons handled Antonio Brown. That might prove how good Mike Tomlin is as a people person.
It's true.
I mean, that's pretty fantastic, actually.
True. It's true. Tom said, basically he's dealing with very difficult things and he needs help and deserves compassion right now. Not for people to make, be poking at him or prodding at him.
So he's referring to some personal life things. Then let's leave those.
100%. 100%. Yeah. But this is what I mean. This seems to be the recurring issue with AB. So go take care of yourself, man. Get yourself right. Because you're an extremely talented guy. Just make sure you get yourself in the right spot.
Interesting. Okay, so we have a couple questions. Shooter says, would Lance play next week if Jimmy is healthy and Rams play their starters? If Jimmy is capable of playing, I believe Jimmy would play.
I agree.
I think that you got to be at least encouraged by the second half with Trey Lance, but I think that, they were definitely even toying with it this week about Jimmy Garoppolo playing. They waited till the last minute. Adam Schefter reported last night that Jimmy Garoppolo was considered questionable. How he got upgraded from doubtful to questionable on a Saturday is impressive. I mean, that means he's probably got, an outside chance to play next week.
But isn't there now conflicting reports, too, about offseason and Jimmy Garoppolo?
He's going to have surgery after the season.
Okay.
But, I mean, Matthew Stafford, who played with the same injury, surgery after the season.
There you go. That makes sense.
So, I mean, it's a pretty common thing with the surgery. What Kyle was referring to when he said no surgery was there was no surgery in the season for him to be able to play right now. Yeah.
Gotcha. Not right now surgery, postseason, after season.
And then Brad Jones, Alex, with an interesting question. If Cardinals hold on, guarantee the Rams-Niners are on Saturday night or Sunday Night Football, could it get flexed?
Don't flex it to Saturday.
You think they'll flex it to Saturday?
They could.
Yeah.
They could. If they want it to be a marquee game, it kind of stands on its own. They 100% could.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
I don't want them to do that. Don't move it earlier. Let's get the rest. Let's get the extra prep time. Let's give everyone time to be fully healthy. But I could see it. I could see it getting flexed to Saturday. I could also see it getting flexed to
Sunday Night Football.
Because it's impactful for both teams, right?
Yeah, you got playoffs on the line. You got the NFC West on the line. You got two, division rivals. I mean, Rams 49ers has been a rivalry for a long time.
Accurate.
I mean, before the Seahawks, I really disliked the Rams. Like, they were the team in the division I disliked the most. So for me, this is a rivalry that I still want to win every single time.
I want nothing but winning this every single time.
Yeah. I mean, I wish Jim Everett was still playing quarterback for them. That's the truth.
It's true.
I love seeing number 11 go down when no one's even around him. Well done, sir.
Agreed. David Campbell here. It is possible that Jimmy has a shorter leash than any other time this season. 100% could be the case. Here's the thing, though. I don't think Trey Lance did anything today that makes you go, oh my gosh, he has to play every down for the rest of this season. Trey struggled early. Trey settled in and did some things late in the game that was great. He got this thing in the offense clicking when he needed to. After the big turnover, I was like, yeah, we got a score we got to get, and we went down the field. We got the big touchdown. You got yourself rolling offensively. We were able to punch in some scores late in that game to really put the game out of reach. So this is what I mean. The title of the video, right? Title of the reaction show is The Niners Did Enough. And it's the truth. Trey and the offense did enough. Elijah Mitchell did a lot on the ground, like a butt ton on the ground. And the 49ers defense, yet again, saves the day for this team. It keeps them to 7 points. It doesn't give them a lot of wiggle room for error. And you got turnover. You got a turnover yet again, which is what you have to do. And you make up for the one that Trey threw a little bit early in the football game. It is what it is. You expect that from the rookie. You expect him to have some growing pains. And as he's figuring this out and he learned it, luckily for us, he figured it out late when he needed to figure it out. And the defense played 4 quarters of solid football. Yeah,
the defense looked fantastic in this football game. I thought that they were getting off the field. It was nice to see them stopping the Texans on third down and really reversing that third down efficiency thing. But it appears, Alex, that the Tennessee Titans were just a really good football team also. And that is why it was a tough game. And the 49ers were in position to win that. They're the number 1 seed in the AFC. And the 49ers were hanging right in there with them blow for blow in a Thursday night football game on the road. I think that the Niners are a pretty good football team. They're well put together. The special teams showed up and had held their own today. I thought that was great to see that all 3 phases were, in unison playing well. And, Trey Lance made enough plays in this football game to win it. And that was the key. He had to get out there and make those plays, getting the ball to Deebo Samuel, a couple really nice throws to Brandon Ayuk.
Absolutely.
Brandon Ayuk with an absolutely tremendous catch along the sidelines on the one that's tipped. That made me very nervous because it almost got picked off. But
it should have been picked.
It was a great catch, and for the 49ers to go down and get a field goal in that situation completely changed the momentum of that game because there for a minute it appeared that the Houston Texans were on target to go up 10-0 before half. The Niners get the late field goal and then take the first drive down the field for a touchdown. I believe that is the change. That little 1 minute swing is the huge change.
100%. BV, I wasn't expecting Trey to play this well. Pleasant surprise. 49ers Fogies. 49ers and the LA Dons were rivals from the start. David Campbell. 49ers got a total gift on that Harris fumble that they blew dead for, I believe it was what? It was
they said forward progress was stopped.
Interesting. I'll take it.
Oh, it's a complete judgment call.
100%.
And you know what? I'm not gonna hate on it too much. I mean, I don't think his forward progress was stopped when you watch it in real time in slow motion. It appears so. But I'll say this: the 49ers have had plenty of calls go against them this year. That hey, if one's gonna go our way and it's gonna help, the momentum of the football game swing the way of the 49ers, I'm not gonna complain about it.
I'm not going to either.
The one thing I'll say is David Coley and that gum. I mean, that dude was making Pete Carroll look like he barely chewed gum.
He was double dipping. He was double dipping on the gum.
There was one time I seen him do 4.
Oh my Lord.
Yeah, I mean, it was just like nonstop, and it looked like a Winter Fresh or a Wrigley. I don't know.
It was in the little. I don't think it was Winter Fresh, dude. Oh man, bubble not the Bubblicious, but the.
Well, I seen it with sticks, but originally I thought it was like squares.
I think he has both. I think he's a mix and match kind of guy.
He's a mix and match guy.
I think he might be a mix and match guy, or he has he has his moments. Like certain times in the game, he's like, I just need that bubble gum flavor, so he just goes with the regular bubble gum, like the traditional stuff. And then there's other times where he's like, no, I need to freshen up a little bit, and he goes with the Winter Fresh. I think he's a mixing up kind of guy. I think he's got probably like multiple coaches with different types of gum that he just waits and picks from. There's a good chance of that.
That's interesting.
Brad here. I think Kyle settled in with Trey as well. And then also, Ant, we had Brad Jones here, all defense except Josh Norman, which is funny there. We don't really know what happened with Josh Norman. Was it a benching? Was it an injury? Dante Johnson went out there and looked not bad, although he immediately got a PI as well right after that.
Yeah, I mean, he got the PI on Brandon Cooks, but that's because Brandon Cooks is really fast.
That's accurate.
And whenever you put one of those corners in a one-on-one situation, I don't care if that's Emmanuel Mosley, Josh Norman, whoever it is, they are going to be in an extreme disadvantage. The only one that I don't think would have been in an extreme disadvantage is Jason Verrett. But I will say that I think Dante Johnson earned himself a few more snaps in this football game. I thought he played well, but I don't know what the ultimate decision was with Josh Norman. It appeared that he got benched after that pass interference call. Maybe he did. So that's going to be something to watch over the next few days as we get into practices, whether it's going to be Dante Johnson out there or Josh Norman starting opposite of Ambry Thomas. Because Ambry Thomas had himself a pretty good game.
Absolutely.
I mean, minus the long catch that, Brandon Cooks caught that got called back for holding. I thought Ambry Thomas, actually had an opportunity to have a pick 6 as well. So he's definitely improved over the last few weeks.
Absolutely, yeah. It's crazy. It's almost like you gave him enough time and didn't throw him out into the fire to fail early on, and he's been able to grow, develop, and get that confidence up. Frank here. Ant, I couldn't watch the game. Please help. How was Trey's command of the short-timed passes? Did you see improvements from week 5? Really excited to see the all-22.
I thought early in this football game that he looked a little, confused, that he struggled a little bit to find the open receivers. He missed a wide open Brandon Ayuk at the sticks. That would have been a first down. He missed Deebo Samuel up the sideline on the George Kittle play. Yeah. I thought early in the game that, he was struggling, to go through his reads. I thought that in the second half, especially when they moved the pocket, that the read seemed a little bit more defined. And he was able to get the ball out. He had a couple really nice throws, especially in rhythm to Brandon Ayuk. He had another one in rhythm to Deebo Samuel that Deebo should have caught, and he dropped
it. Yep.
So I thought there was the good and the bad, the mixtures. He made the one mistake, on the throw to George Kittle. He left that ball way too flat. But I thought overall you did see an improvement. It seemed like the first half looked eerily close to the Arizona game, and I thought in the second half was the growth that people have been talking about, where you've seen him make some of the throws where he kind of settled in. So yeah, it's kind of a tale of two halves for Trey Lance, but the second half I think is more of where he is and more representative of who he is as a quarterback right now as a rookie.
Agreed. 100% agreed. Norman was benched after the PI from Brad. He also said Kyle just said Jimmy doesn't need to be 100% to play next week. So I think that kind of lets you know where this team is. Yeah, Trey can go in there and get you can do enough with Trey at the quarterback position. I think is what Kyle thinks, but I still think they think Jimmy closer to 100% is a better fit for the Niners.
I'm curious what the people listening think. Do they think the 49ers can win playoff games with Trey Lance as a starting quarterback?
Yeah,
I want to know what the people listening think. If they think Trey Lance, is at this point, has developed enough to be a playoff caliber quarterback for the 49ers.
And it's a great question because there are still a lot of things up in the air with Trey Lance and what we saw today from this game.
Yeah.
Yes, there was a lot of positive. There was also a lot of bad, and I think the All-22 film is going to give both of us an even better idea of where he's struggling, what areas of the field. Is he looking at the pass rush? Is he looking at the blitz? He's not looking downfield.
I don't think so. I think he's actually looking downfield.
I think he is also.
Yeah.
I didn't get that feeling. But then again, I'm watching it live and trying to do it live, and it's just like I can't pause it. I can't go back and look. I don't have the whole field. So I don't really know what he's looking at.
I'll be honest, on the George Kittle interception, I saw Debo flash right away.
Dude, when Debo went in motion and on the route, as soon as he does his little hitch and starts to go, as soon as he goes, I literally looked at Megan and I was all, that should be a touchdown. I was all, touchdown. And she goes, what? And I was like, oh, nope, he missed him. And she's like, what? And then they showed the replay, and I was like, Debo, top of the screen.
I was yelling
immediately.
I was yelling he was open. But, you could tell that I think Adam Archuleta is right, that the read is to go back to George Kittle. So he's going to his read. I'm sure that's probably his first read and not, Deebo Samuel.
The problem is he had a single high safety over the top who's drifting towards George. Like peak.
Well, he had somebody come underneath as well. I mean, somebody comes underneath Deebo Samuel as well, but there is a window to get the football out. I don't know if it's a touchdown, but it's definitely a big play in that game. But, I mean, those are things you expect. This is what we were talking about early in the week, that, it wasn't going to be all, ups for Trey Lance, and it wasn't going to be all downs. And we just needed to kind of, ride the roller coaster, but live kind of even keel. He's going to frustrate you at moments. There's moments where I want him to get down. I thought that early in the football game, he even struggled a little bit with his reads as far as in the running game. There was one third down play where they're running a read option. He should give to Elijah Mitchell. It presents himself to give, and he keeps, and he gets tackled short. And then I thought on the one where they run the little speed option, that he definitely pitched that ball way too early. He did not make that defensive end commit to him. If he'd have made that defensive end commit, he would have had Elijah Mitchell one-on-one with the linebacker. That's what you're looking for. You're not looking for him to have to go through two guys, which ultimately is a problem. But that could be early game jitters. That could be Trey just trying to make a play because he's a young guy wanting to get out there and make something happen. And, early in the season, he was always giving. So this was a little bit of a change. I think that he definitely grew during this football game. I'm encouraged by what he can do. But yes, I still have question marks, about him, moving forward and his growth. I think there is growth, but, how rapidly is it going to be, and what will that mean for next year?
Correct. And there were, someone had asked, is there really anything bad to take from that second half? There's a couple of things. There was the third down scramble where he had a chance to get a first down and he goes out a yard early on that one. There was a couple of the other throw situations where he's getting out of the pocket, and I thought I saw someone flash across the screen that was open, and Trey just held on to the ball a little bit too long. But those are things that Trey's going to do right now, especially the holding on to the ball and missing some stuff over the middle of the field. It's just the reality. That's what's going to happen right now with Trey Lance. So you take those, you grow with it. It's growing pains at the end of the day. That's really all it is. But Frank here said it really good. Trey's a hell of a lot better than Mullins and Beathard as of right now.
Yeah.
100% yes. 100% yes. It's not even close.
Yeah, he helped us win a playoff game, or a game that could get us into the playoffs. That's what they were trying to do. They were trying to ensure that in case Jimmy Garoppolo got hurt, that they had a better option, in the quarterback room, and they did that. And overall, this quarterback room is better than it was last year, and you're seeing it pay dividends in this football game by winning and helping the 49ers, get themselves closer to a playoffs.
Sir Juju, it took Jimmy 3 years to get us into the playoffs. His first 2 years, that was not a very good roster.
But is this Trey getting us into the playoffs? Trey just played his second game.
Yeah, I mean,
this isn't Trey getting us into the playoffs. He did win a football game today
that we needed to win.
But it's not like this is Trey's team and Trey's the one that's taking the 49ers to the playoffs. Jimmy Garoppolo also came in 2017 with, how many games left? He played in 5. You can't really put, that on him not making the playoffs. 2018, he goes down with the injury.
The ACL 5 games in.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that, it really, his first full season as a starter, he went to the playoffs.
And can we be honest? That 2018 season, 5 games in, we were what, 3-2?
Yeah, he only played a couple games though.
But I think he was the 5th game in, wasn't it?
No, he got hurt in like week 3 against Kansas City.
Okay. Yeah. So week 3, we were still I mean, I think we're 2-0 in that point, though.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very optimistic about where Trey Lance is headed, and I thought Trey Lance did a good job today. But let's not act like he's the reason that we're going to make the playoffs. I think we couldn't have got to this point without Jimmy Garoppolo. We couldn't have got past this point without Trey Lance. I think both things can be true, and it doesn't have to be one guy or the other.
It's both
of them together. Yeah, and Jimmy Garoppolo, I mean, he's done enough. He's proven why. Kyle Shanahan said he gave the 49ers the best chance to win. And then the defense, I thought, proved why the 49ers have a chance to win in the playoffs, because if you can play defense like this and you can consistently run the football. And Alex, what did we talk about all week as we were preparing for this? If the 49ers could slow that Texans run game by using 7 guys in the box and keep a 2-deep safety look, they could win this football game. They did it pretty much the entire football game, and it worked out.
100% did. 100% did. And Rex Burkhead was the guy trying to lead the charge. And Sergio, I wasn't implying that Trey got us into the playoffs.
Okay, that's fair.
We got a shot with or without Trey. Either Jimmy or Trey will get us there. Either one's going to.
I'm perfectly good with that take.
100%.
100%.
El Boris 07 White. Let's go Niners.
I like that.
Agreed, El Boris.
Yeah. Well, and welcome, El Boris. I don't think I've ever seen El Boris comment, so welcome.
No, this is the first.
Yeah.
This is the first for El Boris. But hey, congratulations. But look, I think this is a game too where a lot of our key matchups ended up being things that needed to happen and did happen for the 49ers. Second half, the pressure on Davis Mills was able to get him out of rhythm. He wasn't able to make some of the big plays. A lot of their movement offensively was deep shots that ended up being caught by Brandon Cooks, or ended up, PI calls because Brandon Cooks is really fast and they had single coverage on that side, whether it was cover 3 or cover 1. But Brad Jones, you are correct, sir. 49ers are undefeated in 2022. Hell to the Yizah. Let's stay that way.
Told you, Alex.
Let's stay that way. 100%.
Yeah, no, I thought that overall we had a good feel for the Houston Texans and, what the 49ers could do offensively and defensively with the game plans, and stuff that we came up with. The key is the 49ers, come through and at least tie on the turnover battle. And that's what needed to happen. Whenever the 49ers are even or win the turnover battle, they have a better chance of winning the football game.
Accurate.
And they went ahead and got it done. It was nice to see that, a more complete effort from them. It was cool to see Jaquiski Tart and Jeff Wilson Jr. and Flanagan Fowles and Marcel Harris and all these guys playing special teams. Because guess what, Alex? We need all those guys to play special teams. And then you got situations where they also, went out there and put Travis Benjamin out there as well to return punts. Him and Brandon Ayuk split the roles, in this game. JaMychal Hasty had a nice return as well on the kickoff. So I thought overall special teams was playing better. Richie Hightower, he got it done today. He got it enough done. And the 49ers, Alex, I think this is something to watch as we move forward. They had to get Robbie Gould really close to kick field goals, like really close to kick field goals. I don't know if he's nursing some sort of an injury or what it is, but it seemed like they were not going to kick anything that was even remotely close to 50 yards. So it's 49 yards and under, maybe even 45 yards and under for Robbie Gould. I wonder how that changes the football game, because once again, Kyle Shanahan elects to go for it on 4th down a couple of times because I think he's a little leery about that situation with Robbie Gould and his leg.
Yeah, it's wary. It's definitely wary, Ant. And everyone who wants to move off of Gould, I don't know if we can. You have to trade him. You have to trade him to get off that salary. And I don't know if you can. But Marketing Pro, Ant, he's back. He's in here. Trey Lance is a bust, apparently. Laughing, crying face emojis.
Well, you know what? Marketing Pro's been watching the Rams for a long time.
Yeah, yes.
So he does know what busts look like.
That's true.
So we'll see. I mean, he's not exactly Jared Gaff, but Marketing Pro would know what a bust looks like. He knows what shoddy quarterback play looks like.
Exactly.
Jim Everett, and all these other guys that they've had, Sam Bradford. There's been a lot of,
Matt Stafford,
great quarterback.
Matt
play.
Stafford for about half of the season.
Yeah, Matthew Stafford's playing all right. I'm not going to hate on Matthew Stafford, but yeah, Marketing Pro, you better come at us with something stronger than that.
It's not very good, my guy.
Marketing Pro likes Jimmy Garoppolo.
He does. Please start Trey against the Rams is what he said. Texans defense tired out and the 49ers win sloppy. Tommy Huxley, some of these calls in the game were BS. Look, the Niners just need to keep Mark and Zoch on special teams. GOAT. But hey, as I said, I was worried about special teams. Special teams did a pretty good job today, other than the one kick return that got, I think, to like the 31. It wasn't just in Zocha. Flanagan Fowles was playing special teams, even though he was on defense. I saw Marcel Harris out there as well. The last game of the year mentality, can't hold anything back mentality. The Waterboy mentality coming full circle, and Richie Hightower making sure his best players are out in the football field, and the special teams unit played a solid game today.
Yes, they did.
That's right.
And it, as I kind of thought it was going to happen, right, Alex? We had this conversation, and this is just what I thought. They were going to play the better players on special teams. Jaquiski Tartt was playing punt. They were making sure Jeff Wilson Jr. actually was playing kickoff in this football game. They were not going to let anything happen, and lose this football game.
Tommy Huxley with the $2 super chat. Marketing Pro is another unwanted child at home. Where are your parents? Where are your parents, Marketing Pro?
Yeah.
Where are they? Someone needs to come get your boy. Here we go. Bring on 49ers against a healthy Rams team is what he said.
Yeah, I mean, the Rams sure did look good against Huntley and the Baltimore Ravens' vaunted offense. Well done there, sir. I mean, I would be worried about Trey Lance if I just, almost got beat by Huntley. So,
yeah, I would be worried about Trey Lance.
They're just lucky they didn't play against Lamar Jackson.
They were playing against. I can't believe it's not Lamar.
Yeah,
that's what they were. Yeah. It's about as close to a Lamar Jackson substitute as you can get in Tyler Huntley.
Yeah, and
they're still doing. I don't understand the Baltimore Ravens, dude. I just don't get it. I don't get it.
I guess neither do they, because they're gonna probably miss out on the playoffs.
Oh my gosh! After the start they had too.
Yeah,
they were 8-2, weren't they?
Cincinnati Bengals win the division.
They were 8-2 at one point.
Yeah, they're
8-8.
Yeah, they're struggling.
Holy cow, they've lost.
They're gonna miss out on the playoffs. Looks like the Raiders have an outside chance to make the playoffs. Them and the Chargers have a play-in game. Dolphins on the outside looking in now as the Patriots, clinch, the Buffalo Bills clinch. It's an interesting playoff picture overall. 100%.
100%. 100%. Tommy's killing me right now, Ant. Let's see. You're comparing a vet in Stafford to a rookie in Lance. What the hell? You're reaching, Marketing Pro. Marketing Pro is typically reaching. That's what he does. The San Fran Panthers couldn't pull it off. Sam Darnold was seeing ghosts again. That was the frustrating part, right? You're sitting there going, the Niners need to take care of business. They do. And then you're sitting there hoping that the Panthers can do enough against a weakened Saints team, and they just can't. Who is the Saints matchup next week? Who do they have?
I don't know. I know it's somebody in the division. I was trying to remember who it was. I think it's the Falcons.
I think it's Atlanta.
Yeah, I think it's the Falcons. The Falcons suffer a struggling, struggling effort against, who was it they played? The Falcons. They got completely demolished. I know that.
I believe it was the Bills.
Oh, okay.
The Bills.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah, that was tough for them. The Falcons, though, they're out. I mean, they are out of the picture. That's 7-9.
Yeah, they're done.
Actually, is that accurate?
That they're out?
Is that accurate?
The Eagles are 9-7.
They're 9-7 too.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And so anyone that is more than a game back is out.
So the Falcons are just playing spoiler at this point.
The Vikings and Saints, I think, are the last two teams that are like in the hunt.
Correct. You are correct. After what I'm looking at here, it's the Vikings and the Saints are the only two teams that have a shot to do anything. Vikings need a win, and they're going to be without Kirk Cousins. So that's not going to be fun for them. That's not going to be fun. Let's go San Fran Falcons. Agreed. The 49ers own the Lambs. Sir Juju, you're not right. You're not wrong. Excuse me. You're not wrong at all. Not even a little bit. I let the bloodlust start. Stinking Rams. 49ers fans praying for a miracle. I don't believe that's the case. OBJ 5 TDs in 6 games. Marketing Pro is just laying it on thick, man. He's laying it on thick, and he's really confident in the Rams. I wonder why. Why he's that confident?
Yeah.
They haven't really done anything. And IDKY Marketing Pro needs to sit down in a corner and shut it. Yes. I don't know why, but he needs to.
That stat by Frank. Jimmy Garoppolo's 5-0 against the Rams.
If Jimmy Garoppolo starts, you're going to be shaking in your boots, Marketing Pro. You're literally going to be, oh no, it's the McVay killer, Jimmy Garoppolo. We don't need a miracle to beat the Lambs. Agree, Tommy. We don't need a miracle. We just need to go out and execute. Really what it comes down to.
The 49ers are a good enough football team to beat the Rams straight up. And the Rams are a good enough football team to beat the 49ers. It's going to be a nice clash. But this is a playoff game in Week 18. This is just a game that is going to come down to the wire more than likely. We'll see what's up with that. But I mean, it also could change. I mean, we haven't thought about this because we, earlier, who was it that brought it up? Was it Brad Jones that brought it up at getting flexed? If it gets flexed to Sunday Night Football, if there's the chance that the Cardinals already, the Cardinals lose before that earlier, the Rams, and 49ers, I mean, especially the Rams might shut it down and not go all out in that game. Who knows?
They might not. They might not. It really just comes down to, what the tiebreaker situation is too. If no matter what, if regardless of what happens in this game, the Rams have that tiebreaker locked up, then...
Well, it depends on what Tampa Bay does.
It does depend on what Tampa Bay does?
Well, they have the same record.
Oh, there you go then.
So, I mean, it's going to come down to if Tampa Bay loses next week or not.
Right then.
So we'll see. I think Tampa Bay will be going out there playing for it. We'll see.
Tommy, we love you too. We love you too. Shooter 37 Scout here with the $4.99 super chat. Marketing Pro is trying to convince himself that the Rams can actually win against the Niners. There's a good chance. I mean, he is yelling at the mean ocean right now about how OBJ's got a bunch of touchdowns and all that other fun stuff. Tommy Thomas dropped a pick 6. He did. He played it very well too. I loved how he opened up the hips too to sell that cover 3 look, and then at snap turns, sits, and just doesn't move. Waits for the guy to come to him. Receiver initiates contact. He plays physical through it, and then broke on the football. I thought he had it. I really did.
Yeah, he was showing cover 3, but he was definitely playing man. Did you see the way he was looking directly at his receiver?
100%.
If he was in cover 3, he would have been peering into the backfield. He's looking at his guy here. It was a great look, and those are those third down situations you want to see Ambry Thomas take advantage of, and he did in a big way.
Oh, that's good there. 5-0 Marketing Pro is hoping to win the comment battle because he knows the Lambs can't do it on the field. Frank, I've got thick skin, son. Stick around the chat. Always good for some crap talking. LOL, you're an old timer here. Always welcome. I don't know why Ant with a good one too. Marketing Pro can market D's. You can
fill in the blank.
You can fill in the blank there. How will baby Aaron Donald deal with Daddy Brunskill? That's a great question, James.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a wonderful question.
Yeah, I mean, at this point too, I'm also wondering, why Debo didn't name his son Aaron, because he's Aaron Donald's daddy as well. So that's something that could have happened this week.
Well, he needed Debo Jr. out there, and he needed to become Debo Senior. He needed Debo Jr. I imagine the next one he has, I don't know if his name will be Aaron, but wouldn't it be funny? And wouldn't it be funny if his first 2 initials, his first name and his middle name, were AD?
That would be funny.
And they call him AD Samuel.
That would be funny. And you know what? Debo looked good again today.
Again, man.
Really, really good game overall. That guy's dynamic. And then I seen it earlier. I think David Campbell brought it up about George Kittle's catch. I mean,
nuts.
It was
nuts.
It was a great catch. That's what you see from George Kittle. It was a little bit of a high throw. George Kittle goes and gets it and plays through the contact.
100%.
That was huge in that game because that really just kind of clinched it because they were able to use more of the clock and play more of the 4-minute offense.
100%. I mean, talk about an incredible catch, one-handed. And Trey he didn't float it in there, man. He threw it on a dime. He
always throws on a line.
Throws it on the line, and George goes up there with one hand and is able to corral it in. How about Ayuk too? Almost did the same thing in the end zone.
That was almost a tremendous catch.
If he pulled that in, a lot of people would have given Trey credit. Oh man, he put it in a spot where only Ayuk could get it. That would have been all Ayuk there.
I would have gave both of them credit.
That's some credit to Trey. I gave way more to BA in that.
It would have been a wonderful catch. But 100%. I mean, and both feet would have been in. He had both feet.
He did have both feet in
that situation.
It's nuts. It's absolutely nuts. Tommy, dude, seriously, Ramsey punched his own teammate in the face in today's game. He did.
You're seeing a little bit of things happen, right? Some of these teams, you're seeing like little fractures. Tampa Bay, you have the Antonio Brown situation. That's going to be a distraction. You have the Rams fighting with each other. That's a distraction. I mean, there's distraction. I think was it the Washington football team that had, Daron Payne and them throwing punches at each other on the sideline.
Yes.
Yeah, things are starting to break down. You see which teams are really built, and are melding together, and then you see the ones that have little fractures, and the way a locker room works together and plays together is really important for the playoff push.
100% is. What the heck from Sir Juju? What the heck was that situation with AB Topples walking off the field? Not 100% sure what it was.
Apparently upset with something with the coaching staff. But
something with the coaching staff. Mike Evans tried to talk him down, and that didn't work. And AB took his stuff off and left.
Yeah.
Mid-game, and Arians has come out and said that he's no longer with the team.
I've never seen that from a pro player. I've seen that in high school and youth football, but I've never seen that from an actual NFL player. And I do not expect anyone to bring AB back. This could be the end of his career.
100%. Yeah. This could be it. This could be 100% it. BV50, do you guys see a way we keep Mostert and Mitchell next year? I'm hoping. I want both.
No, I think so. I think you want to bring Raheem back because he has those explosive legs. And you see that, I mean, they want to rely on Elijah Mitchell, and Elijah Mitchell can take those carries. But can you imagine if you're getting, 12 to 15 carries from Elijah Mitchell and you're getting 8 to 10 from Raheem Mostert that are explosive plays? That is a workload that Raheem Mostert can handle, and something that could completely change this 49ers offense, because you could put Raheem Mostert in third down back situations. You wouldn't really need JaMychal Hasty in those cases because Raheem's a good enough receiver, but he's dynamic with the ball in his hands. Yeah, I could see that, especially if he's not asked to be, running back one. The question is, how much money is he going to want to get? And can the 49ers work out an incentive-laden deal to be able to bring him back? Because they're going to have a lot of people to bring back on a limited amount of salary cap space.
100%. 100% yes, that's what it's going to come down to. Tommy's saying Mostert's gone. He thinks Mostert is going to be gone. It could be the case, but I think Kyle Shanahan's looking at it right now going, that 1-2 punch would just be devastating. It'd just be devastating.
Where are you going to find anyone with Raheem Mostert's speed?
You're not.
In the NFL?
You're not.
You're not. There's one guy, Matt Breida, and he's not as good of a running back as Raheem Mostert is.
No.
Raheem Mostert's an absolutely dynamic guy. If they feel that this knee is going to be completely healed and they're not going to have any worries about it, why not bring him back on a?
You should get it. You're going to get
an
him on a
incentive-laden deal.
You're going to get a cheap deal.
Yeah, 100%. Why not give him a deal? That is a complete minimum, or even like a $2.5 million deal, and with incentives that push over $5 million and close to what he's playing right now. That money rolls over into the 2023 salary cap. Those incentives, might as well let it roll.
I like that. David V said, is Verrett coming back? Maybe. Brad Jones, I think they get Tart, Mostert, and Verrett back, especially with them moving off Jimmy next year. Raheem will either take a pay cut from the 49ers or expect to see a very big payday. I don't think there's going to be a lot of teams that want to pay him a lot of money.
Yeah.
I think the only team that would consider it is the Jets, who's looking to stabilize their running back room. But Michael Carter, the guy they just drafted, has had some explosive plays. He was explosive today against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, a team that has a pretty formidable run defense. So I don't think they would. I don't think they would pay Raheem. I think they can stay young there, and they can go address their defense and address their O-line. Is I think the two things they want to do there with the Jets. They're going to take a very similar approach to the 49ers in terms of how they build their team. You want to be able to run the football, take pressure off of your young quarterback, and you want to be able to get after the quarterback, and that means your D-line, you need depth. And they're going to do those two things. That's the way the Jets are going to go about handling this with their team.
I think there are 4 teams to watch besides the 49ers for Raheem Mostert's services.
Okay.
Los Angeles Rams.
Okay.
Seattle Seahawks.
Okay.
Arizona Cardinals.
Okay.
Pittsburgh Steelers. Because if you put him in Pittsburgh with Najee Harris and you have a 1-2 punch that includes his speed, if they were able to go out and get Aaron Rodgers on top of that, 100% they would change the dynamics of their football team in a major way and go from being a middle of the road team to being a division front runner. So I think there's going to be options for him. He's played at Purdue, so he's used to being in that area.
True.
I think that they're those teams are all teams I would call, especially Seattle. They have not figured out this running back room at all. And adding a Raheem Mostert speed, how Pete likes to run the football.
He does.
He would definitely do it.
However,
but also,
they're big fans of Rashad Penny, and he's finally healthy.
Is he?
And finally putting up numbers, and I could see Pete being like, "We got our guy; he's good to go," and rolling the dice with him.
I mean, they already paid Chris Carson, but
it's also true.
Yeah, I just don't see
it. James, I know this is off topic, but I bet Rodgers is heading to the Steelers next season. I think the Steelers want that to happen. I definitely think they want that to happen.
Yeah.
I don't know if Aaron does, though. I'm not sure.
I don't know what Aaron wants, to be honest with you.
It's true.
Aaron is all over the map about what he wants. I know he's teased, maybe he would go back to Green Bay. Maybe he would go somewhere else. The one thing I know is there's going to be a lot of teams that are going to be interested in getting his services. But I think that Aaron Rodgers prefers to be near the West Coast. I think that Las Vegas is a definite option. You possibly have the Raiders moving on from Carr. You would do that if you were going to get Aaron Rodgers. That would make sense depending on who they hire as a head coach. I think that if Seattle moves on from Russell Wilson, going ahead and filling that role with Aaron Rodgers would be something Pete Carroll would 100% be willing to do. So I think there's going to be a lot of suitors, but I think he'd like to move to the West Coast. I believe he would like to play in California. With Matthew Stafford being with the Los Angeles Rams, that cuts them out. So I think it comes down to the 49ers and the Las Vegas Raiders. I think those are the two suitors that he would ultimately like to end up with. But do the 49ers feel that Trey Lance is going to be a bigger star, or they can use his rookie pay scale and still have a big enough star, to not have to worry about having that money of Aaron Rodgers or using draft capital to probably go pick him up?
True. CJ asked, did we take a look at Breland when he was available? I don't believe the 49ers did, and the only reason I think that is the case is, number one, we didn't hear a report on it. He didn't come in for any sort of workout or anything of that nature. But number two, the reason why he was cut was basically locker room distractions, fighting with coaches, things of that nature. If you're the Niners, you're not trying to add that to your locker room, which is very tight-knit, very close. A lot of accountability going around. We don't know the situation and what exactly happened in Minnesota. I don't know all the details, but you're not looking to add that. The Cardinals have signed, they are signing him after he clears the COVID protocols because he tested positive for COVID before signing with the Cardinals. So he's got to clear that and get cleared as 5 days and no symptoms and test negative or whatever it is. And then he's supposed to be signed with the Cardinals, who are down a cornerback because of Marco Wilson's head injury. So I don't really know exactly what's going on there, but from my understanding is I don't believe the Niners even talked to him.
I think the 49ers were kind of set with what they were going to do at the cornerback position because of, finances. And then also I think they were just happy with the guys they had as far as scheme fit. They felt like they could get it done. We do need to talk. I know someone, who was it that brought it up that we needed to bring back Jaquiski Tartt. There definitely needs to be a push to bring back Jaquiski Tartt. This defense is fundamentally different with Jaquiski Tartt playing opposite of Jimmy Ward. We need to keep this tandem together. And I believe Jaquiski Tartt's play has elevated this season over the last 2 years even. I think he's becoming a more dynamic player, a player the 49ers definitely need to bring back. But at what financial, risk are they willing to pay this guy? Because he hasn't played a lot of football games. Now, this year he's been more healthy than normal, but I definitely like the way he's played. And I think he is still a better football player than Hufanga right now.
Yeah. I think that's the case. Yeah. I definitely do. I believe the 49ers have to win out and the Saints have to lose out. Well, no, if the Saints lose next week, the Niners are in no matter what.
The Niners, are in no matter what.
Niners are in no matter what. So Saints lose next week, Niners are in no matter what. It's just a matter of whether you're the 6th seed or the 7th seed. If the Niners win next week, you're in no matter what.
And you're the 6th seed.
And you're the 6th seed. So win next week gets you the 6th seed, and you're in regardless of what happens. And then it's just a matter of who are you playing, right? Who is the team that you're facing? So we'll see what happens. But
that's the thing. Do the Rams, because if the Rams win against the 49ers and the 49ers still get in, that would make them the 7th seed. The 49ers versus the Rams the next week. Do the Rams want to play the 49ers in back-to-back weeks? Or would the Rams rather lose and prevent a matchup? Or I guess if they lost, it could actually be Rams versus 49ers. It's starting to look like it's going to be Rams versus 49ers, Alex.
It is looking like it, man. It is 100% looking like
it. I kind of want the Bucks, but that's just me.
Yes. Yes. I'm trying to figure out at this point that's the team I definitely want to play is the Bucks. Who would have thought we would have said that 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago? I know I was saying that I didn't hate that matchup. But that was before even the injuries and all the drama started piling up. Now with all the injuries and the drama, it's like that looks really good, actually. It looks really good. Luke had asked too a little bit earlier. I think I missed this earlier when he said it. Here we go. I don't know if you guys covered this, but do you play Jimmy if he's ready versus the Rams? It's only one game for Trey if it ends in a loss with playoffs on the line. Man, goodness gracious. If Jimmy's ready, then yes. But how do you measure if he's ready or not? It's going to be almost too hard to know. Can he make every throw he needs to make without there being issues?
I don't think I think it really what it comes down to is Kyle's belief that Jimmy Garoppolo, no matter what his health level is, can play at a higher clip than Trey Lance. If he believes that Jimmy Garoppolo gives him the best opportunity to win, whether he's 60%, 70%, 80%, 90%, whatever it is, he's going to play Jimmy Garoppolo if Jimmy Garoppolo feels that he can go out there and do it. If he feels that Trey Lance at 100% is better than a 60% Jimmy when Jimmy, is 60% next week or whatever, then it's going to be Trey Lance. He's going to do whatever is best for his football team. I just don't think we'll know until we get closer to the game. They waited until the end to make this a game time decision. I think they do the same thing for the Rams. I wouldn't even be shocked even if Trey starts next week, that Jimmy Garoppolo is in gear, padded up, ready to go, just in case, because you have to win that football game.
Yeah, you definitely have to win the game. And you like to put the onus on the veteran quarterback to do that. And James said Falcons could win that game in Week 18 against the Saints, 100%.
Oh, I hope they do.
Yeah, we're all going to be Falcons fans. The San Francisco Falcons is what we're all going to be. It's either the 6 seed or miss the playoffs for the Niners.
Do we know if they're going to play the Saints and Falcons are going to play Saturday or Sunday?
I do not.
Did they schedule the Saturday games yet? Or are they waiting?
I thought they did. Let me see if I can pull it. Okay. I'm gonna see if I can pull it.
I'm curious. That would give us a lot of watching, and that would give us like an understanding, right? Because if the Saints were to lose on Saturday, it could change the way the 49ers and the Rams, approach it, especially the 49ers. The Saints lose, the 49ers might just roll with Trey anyways because they know they've clinched a playoff spot.
No matter what,
whether you're 6 or 7, it might not matter. You go ahead and give Jimmy Garoppolo another week where he doesn't have to play with that thumb, another week that gives you an opportunity for him to be more healthy.
As of right now, from what I'm seeing for week 18, I'm only seeing Sunday games. It's not showing me.
Maybe they're all Sunday next week. Is the last week all Sunday games? Maybe it is.
I could have sworn that there were supposed to be Saturday games next week.
But maybe they're doing all Sunday so that way it's even for everyone, fair for everyone.
Possibly.
Everyone gets the same amount of rest, a full docket of Sunday games.
That is possible.
That would definitely change our viewing viewership next week for sure.
And there it is. I mean, I'm looking at it right now. It's looking like Sunday, January 9th. It's all Sunday games. So
okay. Everything's on Sunday.
You have 10 a.m. in the morning. You have Saints, Falcons, and you have the Niners. All be
doing at 10 a.m.
You have the Niners right now at 1:25 p.m. Niners, Rams. That game's getting flexed to Sunday night, bro.
What is the Sunday night game?
As of right now, it doesn't show one. So I don't think they've set the schedule officially.
What are the other matchups?
Seahawks, Cardinals at 125. Chiefs, Broncos, 125.
Not.
Chargers, Raiders, 125.
That one could.
Tennessee, Texans.
No.
Panthers, Bucks.
No.
Packers, Lions. Colts, Jags.
No.
Patriots, Dolphins.
No.
Bears, Vikings.
No.
Cowboys, Eagles.
Maybe.
But that right now is currently at 10 a.m. That one's on 10 a.m. on Sunday.
Yeah.
Washington, Giants. Saints, Falcons.
I could see the Cowboys Eagles one going to 125.
I could see that,
especially if the Niners flex to Sunday night.
100%. And then Steelers, Ravens. There's Jets, Bills. That's not going to get flexed. Bengals, Browns. It's not going to get flexed. Steelers, Ravens. Maybe.
No.
Don't think so?
No, neither one of them are going to make the playoffs.
Well, Ravens officially have not been eliminated. I know their percentage is like,
but the Colts are. If the Colts win next week, they're in.
The Colts have the Jags. And the Colts are
going to win. They're going to go in. It's going to be the Chargers Raiders one's a possibility.
Well, the winner of that game basically gets in.
It's a playing game.
Winner gets in. Yeah. Losers out.
Yeah. So that is a game that's a possibility.
What would happen if the Vikings won both games and the Saints would lose? So let me pull up the Vikings. Vikings are currently 7-8, so 2 wins puts them at 9-8, which is what the worst the Niners can finish at.
And Niners have a tiebreaker over them.
So you're fine.
And the Eagles have a tiebreaker over the Vikings as far as NFC wins.
Correct.
So the Eagles would beat out the Vikings. That's why the Vikings are on the outside looking in. I don't think the Vikings are going to make the playoffs, and I honestly don't think the Saints are going to make the playoffs either.
It's hard to think that they're going to, but the Niners just need. I mean, if the Niners just take care of business, everything's good. Chargers versus Raiders and Niners Rams will be Saturday night and Sunday night games for sure, is what Brad's saying. That's what he thinks is going to end up happening.
Yeah, but I don't think they're doing Saturday games. If they're doing Saturday games, then that makes sense. But I don't think they're doing Saturday games.
I mean, I saw something that said they were going to. They were going to have Saturday games.
Interesting. Okay, Jag is saying, I saw NFL Network, there will be Saturday games to be determined.
Yeah. So okay. I think they're going to decide.
Okay, that I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that Brad could be onto something then. Those would be the games that make the most sense, and flexing the Eagles-Cowboys game to 125 with the
playoff
primetime game.
So from CBS, with the playoff race reaching a boiling point, the NFL will flex a Saturday night doubleheader on January 8th. Those games have not been announced yet.
So there's going to be 2 games on Saturday.
Yes.
Okay. So the Niners could get flexed to Saturday, or they could get flexed to Sunday night. And then we do know for sure that the Cowboys-Eagles game is going to get moved.
And the rest of Week 18 slate will take place on the next day, Sunday, including a to-be-determined primetime game that will officially end the 2021 regular season.
Okay, so this is going to get exciting. Thank you, Brad Jones, by the way. And thank you, Jag, as well, for helping us, walk through this entire maze that is the 49ers schedule and primetime schedule on all these different channels.
Very, very true.
I appreciate it. I like talking this out because I need to know what my schedule is going to look like.
True.
And if they could decide, so I know if I'm doing 49er stuff on Saturday or 49er stuff on Sunday, that would be wonderful. I'd really appreciate that.
100%. Okay, so I'm trying to see here. There's clinching scenarios and intriguing playoff races. I'm trying to find the 49ers one right now that talks about their situation and what they need. What needs to happen?
For who?
49ers can clinch a playoff berth with a win over the Texans if the Saints also lose to the Panthers. So it's just this week. So they haven't really expanded it any further.
The Niners, you want to go through what the Niners need to do?
Yeah.
I have it all in my noggin.
Okay.
If the Niners win, they're in.
Oh, okay, cool.
That's clear. No. And also though, if the Niners win, they also clinch the 6th seed.
Correct.
If the Niners lose, but the Saints lose, the 49ers still clinch a playoff spot.
Just either it might be the 7, depending on what happens with the Eagles.
Yes, whatever happens in the Eagles game will determine. So if the Eagles lose and the Saints lose, the 49ers clinch the 6th.
Correct.
So the 49ers are definitely sitting in a good position, but you don't want to have to count on the Eagles, even though it should appear the Cowboys would want to beat the Eagles and secure themselves one of those top seeds in the playoffs. They're on the outside. I don't know, can they catch Tampa Bay? If they can't catch Tampa Bay, because that would be different too. The Cowboys could actually be sitting in that 3rd seed possibly. If they caught Tampa Bay, that could be a 49ers-Cowboys matchup.
Could be.
Determining. So I think there's a lot of moving parts that are still going to happen here.
There's a lot. There's a ton of moving parts, Ant. Here we go.
Ooh, Michael Gallup tore his ACL.
Oh, it ended up being a torn ACL? Really, Brad? Oh, my Lord. Mark says no Sunday night game in last week of season. Mark, per CBS, that is apparently not the case.
Well, we know it's not the case because the Niners Seahawks played in a week 17 matchup a couple years ago, 2019,
and
to end the season.
By the way, Luna with the 99-cent super chat, Ant, of just the worried sweating emoji.
Yeah.
Just sweating over here.
Well done, Luke. That's how we're feeling for sure.
That's how everyone's feeling right here. Let's see here. Entering Sunday, the San Francisco 49ers could have clinched a wild card berth with a win over the Texans combined with the Carolina Panthers win over New Orleans. That didn't happen, which means the Niners must wait another week to potentially celebrate, though they'd have to beat a Rams team that could need a win to clinch the NFC West over the Arizona Cardinals. The Saints will visit the NFC South rival Atlanta Falcons next week. Here are the 49ers playoff scenarios as they stand now. Simplest way to look at it, win and in. Avoid any scenario that involves a tie, 2-team, 3-team, any team with the Saints. Minnesota Vikings, one of 4 total teams in contention for wildcard spot, face the Green Bay Packers and need to win to stay alive. Packers would give one of the 2 remaining spots to the Eagles. So, yeah, I mean...
Here's something we haven't taken into consideration. You talk about ties.
Correct.
What if the 49ers and the Rams tie? Would the Rams win the division, the 49ers make the playoffs?
Oh, man.
Because a loss wouldn't create a tie with the New Orleans Saints. I believe they would actually be percentage points ahead of the Saints. Depending on what happened with the Eagles, that would determine 6 or 7. But I believe, yes, a tie between the Niners and Rams. Maybe McVay and Shanahan just go and shake hands and be like, hey, 3-3, let's do it.
We got to test Robbie Gould's leg. We're going to kick a bunch of 50-yard field goals today.
We'll tie on this one. See you next week in the playoffs.
Yes. Yes. I mean, if that's really how it works, then yes. James here at Luke Luna. It was nice to see Trey calm down and trust the pocket protection. It was nice in the second half. How was Lance's pocket presence and execution? The eye test I wasn't able to watch. Early on, here's the thing.
Pocket presence was pretty good.
It didn't feel bad. It didn't feel like he had no idea what was going on. In fact, it felt like he had very good understanding of the pocket. It just felt like he wasn't getting rid of the football early in the football game.
He definitely holds on to the football a lot longer. If you're used to watching Jimmy Garoppolo get rid of the football, in under 3 seconds, that's not what you get from Trey Lance.
No.
But that's why you get some of the big time plays opportunities down the field as well. And Trey is able to kind of create with his legs. So Trey gives me, with his legs, and this is only with his legs, so I don't want people to take it the wrong way, Jalen Hurts vibes. Where he can kind of extend plays, get outside the pocket, move the pocket. Now, his throwing and everything, I way would rather have Trey Lance. I'm just saying the legs and pocket presence right now remind me of Hurts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Hey, yo.
Fair enough. Let's see. Cowboys have a 3-way tie with the Packers and Bucks, but lose out to the Bucks if Packers win out. Jag with the $5 super chat. Is there a scenario where Kyle would use Jimmy if 100% healthy with Trey waiting in the wings or vice versa?
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, if Jimmy Garoppolo is, Kyle Shanahan feels Jimmy Garoppolo is the better option, Jimmy Garoppolo is going to play. I think he's made that clear all year. I don't think he's ever wavered on that. And I don't think that, even though I thought Trey Lance did admirably and I thought he played good enough to win the football game, I don't think he went out there and Colin Kaepernick stole the show, like from Alex Smith, stole the job.
Yeah, no, he didn't steal it.
I think that he played good and you feel a little bit more comfortable with him and his development for sure.
His development is there.
Right now, you can see that the offense is a different rhythm when Jimmy Garoppolo's under center.
Yeah.
I think the one thing that we saw is Trey turned the ball over one time. He hasn't been turning it over multiple times. That's where Jimmy gets in trouble, and that's going to be something that's pivotal for Jimmy if he is the one taking snaps. He can't turn the ball over. But I still have no idea how he's going to throw with his thumb. I mean, I have no clue. I have no idea what this football is going to look like. But I'm guessing if Kyle Shanahan's putting him out in that situation, he feels comfortable and confident that he can go get it done.
He definitely does, Amp. He definitely does. So we're going to see what happens. We're going to wait to see how he looks this week.
A lot of people are confident in Trey.
A lot of people confident in Trey. Ant Burrows is lighting it up with Chase from Frank. They have chemistry. They've built in chemistry from that time at LSU, and it's paying dividends for that team right now.
And they were getting called. I mean, basically thrown to the wood chipper for not taking Penei Sewell.
They were thrown to the wood chipper.
And I thought at the time that was a great pick.
I was suspect of it just because I'm like, if the O-line doesn't improve protection, then all of the chemistry with Jamar Chase in the world isn't going to fix the problems you have. But they've done enough. The O-line has done enough.
2 1,000-yard receivers and a 1,000-yard rusher. That's a young stud team. They're going to be dangerous for the next few years for sure. Let's hope that Burrow's able to get healthy or stay healthy and doesn't get Carson Palmer.
Yeah, let's hope he doesn't.
Because that was a good young team as well. That was exciting.
That really was. Adam Archuleta, by the way, wanted to give credit to Zach Thomas. That incredible coaching job he's done over there. Or Zach Taylor, Ant. Can't even get the love he deserves for what he's done with Bengals team.
I get it. Zach Thomas is on the brain. He just became a finalist to get into the Hall of Fame. Sure. I did like Zach Thomas, but let me make this clear. Patrick Willis is the best linebacker in that group of finalists. It's not close.
He better get in, dude.
Yeah,
I would love to get him and Bryant Young in the same year.
Oh, it's tough sledding though. That is a very good group.
It is.
And then I love that Devin Hester is one of the 15 finalists. Devin Hester completely revolutionized, the way you play kick and punt returns. The best at his position, maybe that I've ever seen.
Most impactful. I mean, single-handedly won games for that Chicago Bears team on that route to the Super Bowl. Took the opening kickoff of that Super Bowl for a touchdown. He did that, and I was like, this game is over, bro. You're telling me that the Bears now, the Colts can't kick, you're not going to be able to kick to them anymore. They just have to not make mistakes. And fortunately for Peyton Manning, they made mistakes, and then the Colts were able to do just enough. But yeah, I mean, it's always nice to see special teams guys sneak.
Oh yeah,
it's
I like it.
Nice. That was a question I had. Could you see development in Lance and throwing? I still think the elongated release is there. It's still there, but it's going to be there right now. When he was on the run, throwing a couple of times, he left some balls behind guys. But I really don't have a lot of negative to say. The bad stuff that happened today, I expected.
Yeah.
The good stuff that happened today, he could do. It came down to the running game and him being able to get us in and out of plays and make sure the plays were executed and working early in the game. The Texans were gonna. I have one critique in the second half that I started to notice with the run game. It started to feel like Trey's count got very predictable late in the game because they were able to get a lot of pressure on rundowns to blow things up. So he's got to work on that. But I thought early in the game his cadence was way better than it's been ever in the past for the 49ers. It felt smooth. It felt Jimmy Garoppolo-esque at times, the cadence did in the count. And he did use some hard counts early in that football game. I wish he would have went to some hard counts late because they started jumping that snap count.
I think the reason that he didn't is it's a coaching point because they didn't want any false starts when you're trying to run the ball in your 4-minute offense. You don't want those negative plays. But you're right. Some of those defensive linemen were definitely timing it, getting off the ball very quickly, and then putting a little bit of added pressure onto like Laken Tomlinson to be able to make a play. That one play outside where Elijah Mitchell had to change his running lane to avoid the defensive tackle. Ultimately, makes it so he can't get the positive yardage that you're hoping. But that stuff happens. You're not going to freak out about it. They were ultimately moving the football. They did a great job in the 4-minute offense and had a couple opportunities to put up points, which they got 2 field goals. I mean, of course, they should have got the touchdown, Brandon Ayuk did absolutely hold on that
He
play,
did.
though. 100%.
It's unfortunate.
I thought it was a celebration or taunting because the flag came so late, but when they showed it back, yeah, he did. He held.
He definitely did. Now, then the worst part is if BA doesn't hold, Trey's still walking in.
Trey probably trucks the guy and runs in for a touchdown.
True. Probably true.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want Brandon Ayuk to hold in that situation, but hey, Brandon Ayuk has been a good blocker all season long. You can't hold one over him, especially at the end of a football game, and in the long run, you won, and that's what's important.
That's the most important thing. The most important thing. Look, Cutback crew, we hope you enjoyed all of this. One more question. Yeah, this is a good one from David Campbell. One more. Who was the better returner, Hester or Dante Hall?
I think
Smash my mic.
I think it was both guys were super exciting, but I thought that Devin Hester did it for longer, more longevity.
Yep.
And he just did it with pretty much every situation, and he's just the best to do it. But Dante Hall was absolutely exciting.
He was electric. Dude.
He was. I mean, his jukes, his short area quickness was exciting. He kind of gave you those Tyreek Hill vibes, in the return game.
He was basically he was like Tyreek Hill before there was a Tyreek Hill,
but not as good on the offensive side of the football.
No, as a route runner and everything else.
But I think I would go Devin Hester. But yeah, that's a good comparison for sure. Dante Hall was good.
Not sure if you saw it, but on the sack Lance took, Juice was wide open. I don't think Lance missed him. He didn't have a chance to get to the read. I think that sack there's a blitz coming off as well at that point in time. With blitzes, it's hard live sometimes to know where he's supposed to be looking and what his hot route should be, and if there's a miscommunication, the receiver not do what they're supposed to and release. So, I mean, before I judge anything like, he took a sack there in that situation, here's the thing: this was a much better performance than the Cardinals game.
Yeah.
So that's all I'm willing to say right now in terms of critiquing Trey. The things I thought he would struggle with, he struggled with. Some areas I thought he was going to have success in, he had success. The Niners' run game did a whole heck of a lot to make it easier on Trey Lance, and that's what you wanted. That's what you wanted today. You wanted Trey to not have to do too much, just do enough, and he did. He did enough today. Some big throws when he needed it, big catches from the wide receivers when they needed it, whether it was Juwan Jennings getting low and scooping one up, that was a low throw.
Couple.
And Trey was like, oh boy, I gotta get that one up. But he made that throw and then immediately turns around and deals one, rolling to his right, stopping and throwing across the field to Deebo Samuel after that. So Trey did what he needed to do today. He limited mistakes. He got the offense moving when we needed it, and we got up enough points to win a football game, man. That's all I care about.
Yeah, I mean, that's all you should. I mean, he had some misses in this football game. The flat football that he threw that could have, if it got to Trent Sherfield, would have been possibly a touchdown.
Oh, yeah.
And also I got a text from the horse during the football game because he was there. And he said on the sack that Trey Lance had a receiver wide open beyond everyone for a touchdown.
Oh, boy.
That was missed. So I did not get to see that. I'm looking forward to watching that on all 22. But a little inside glimpse from the horse as he was there watching the game.
A reporter just asked Coach Kyle if Jimmy is 100% next week, would he still start Trey? The look Kyle had on his face was priceless, but he pretty much said no. Jimmy would play if he's healthy. Probably what's going to be the case.
Kyle has reached his end.
Breaking point.
He's definitely reached his end on the injury question.
Is he at the boiling point yet?
Yeah, he's at the boiling point. Yeah,
it's enough to get him to the boiling point. 100%. But look, hey, here's the best news, Cutback crew. We're back. We're back together again. Back to the normal schedule. No more of these holidays to interrupt and disrupt. We get Big Yikes tomorrow. You get a game recap show. You get 49ers. All of it. Everything's back to normal on a normal schedule. We had a huge week 18. Lots of content coming your way, so make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you like if you haven't already. And hit that notification bell. That way you don't miss any of the great content coming at you this week.
Yeah, exactly. This is going to be another fun week. We're going to be building towards the Niners and Rams. Niners playing meaningful January football. Don't forget, not only is Jimmy Garoppolo undefeated against the Rams, but the 49ers are undefeated in 2022. Let's keep that trend going with a big win in Los Angeles against the Rams. That would be huge. We need this to happen. I need this in my life. Let's get it done. 49ers make the playoffs. Don't let anyone else have to do something for you. You take care of business yourself.
100% take care of business. Cutback crew, we're going to go take care of ours. We'll see you on the next one. And until then, stay safe.
And remember, the right way
is always the 49ers way. That's right, Luke. I can say it.